Hello, baby, how are you?
Hello, Facebook. How are you?
I'm
So this is Serena Fasegi, and Serena is the speaker who can't speak and the writer who can't write. Right. So I can't get my words out, Serena. Serena's whole goal is to motivate you, to inspire you, and to help you achieve your goals. And me, well, I'm Jamila Doolin, and Serena calls me his right-hand woman, which is really sweet. I really just help him bring his works to life. What's wrong?
I can't find my phone.
Your phone?
I can't find my phone.
You're looking for your phone?
Yeah, I'm looking for my phone.
Like your cell phone?
I can't live with it. I can't live with it. I can't live with it. I can't live with it.
Wait, hold up. You said you can't live without your cell phone?
Yeah.
Okay, so Serena just said that he can't live without his cell phone. But Serena's got jokes because, Serena, I don't even know where your phone is. Do you know where your phone is?
I do.
Probably in the other room.
But I have a very critical myself on it.
So what Serena just said was that he has a very unique relationship with his cell phone. And you know what? I'm going to say that's true. It is extremely unique.
Because I'm living with it. So I can do it myself. How I can live myself on.
Right, so Serena said that he's really limited in what he can do on his cell phone and how he can interact with his cell phone.
And that tells me a lot.
And that
tells me a lot.
That tells you a lot?
I was put myself. I was put myself and I do that.
Serena said, he's watched people interact with their phones, and from that you've learned a lot.
Yes.
Okay, what have you learned, Serena? Right, so the first thing that Serena's learned is that your cell phone, we call it a phone, but really it should be called something else because it's more like a little computer that you just throw in your pocket or in your purse. Right, and that little computer / phone can do all kinds of things. Right, and with as awesome as it is, because it is really awesome, there is a problem in that it can also be like a huge distraction. Serena just said that everything good in life comes with a downside.
I don't think anything in life doesn't come with a downside.
Right. I think you're right, Serena. What Serena just said was that he doesn't believe there's anything in life that doesn't come with a downside.
The devil is no exception.
Right. And the cell phone is no exception.
Let's
Alright, so we're going to take a little time and we're going to look at the good and the bad of the cell phone.
The good. It can be a productive.
So the good is that your cell phone can be a productive tool. Yeah, you can work on your cell phone.
You can meditate with your cell phone.
You can manage things on your cell phone. Meditate?
Yeah.
Really?
Meditate.
Here we go. I didn't even know about this. So apparently there's meditation apps. So if you're into meditation, you can meditate on your cell phone.
No, meditate with yourself.
Oh, not meditate on, but meditate with your cell phone.
You
Excuse me.
can learn things.
Yeah, you can learn things because there's all kinds of apps to help you learn.
You can work on yourself.
You can work on your cell
You
phone.
can even put that on your
That's right. I used to have the Google Docs app on my cell phone. So you could even, in fact, I even wrote the first draft of my children's book while sitting, waiting for my daughter to finish her dance practice. And I sat there and wrote it on my cell phone. Thank you. You can use it as a productive tool.
Yeah.
You can listen to music.
All kinds of things that can help you with your life.
Right. You can just do all kinds of things that will help you with your life. All on your cell phone.
But the bad thing is you can be distracted. You can be distracted. One thing.
Oh, and there's one other thing you can do on your cell phone, just in case you haven't thought about it yet, but you might be doing it right now, is you can watch Serena on your cell phone. You can read his blog on your cell phone. Yeah. Yeah, and to tell you the truth, we want you to do that on your cell phone.
But the cell phone get used for
Right. And so all of these things that the cell phone can do that we just talked about, super productive, awesome, going to do great things for you. But here's the other thing. The other side of that is, as great as the cell phone is, there's a downside too, right?
You can be the opposite of productive.
Right. It can be the exact opposite of productive.
Yeah, you
can let it can distract you.
It can cause you to be disengaged.
Yeah, so it can distract you. It can cause you to be disengaged.
And if you like it, or you can go
right, if you don't like a situation or you're uncomfortable, you can just hide out by looking at your phone.
Yeah. It can anxiety.
It can cause anxiety.
Because you get allergy. You get allergy.
I know. You know what? I've seen people like that. All right, so Serena said, look, your phone can cause anxiety because you feel like you have to check your alerts all the time. And I was saying that I know people like that. There's nothing worse than those notifications and it goes ding.
Yeah. Because when the good thing, you're automatic. You're being automatically through scenarios.
Right, so when it goes ding, your brain automatically plays through a few scenarios.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just manage it when you...
Right, so your brain's thinking, you know what, this could be bad news, or this could be an emergency.
Until you check that, you can think, you can't think anything else.
Right, and then until you check that text, or whatever that ding is, you can't think about anything else. So your brain isn't going to stop thinking about it, right, Serena? Until you find out that the text lets you know, I don't know, what could it let you know? Hi, how are you? What's that?
can I tell you a story?
Please tell me.
So one time, my phone was in my room.
Your phone was in your room.
I got to 4 a.m.
And all right, so get this. Serena's phone was in his room, and he got a text at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I said to myself, nothing. Go back to sleep.
And so at 4 a.m., Serena said to himself, you know what? That's nothing. Go back to sleep.
And then, I wake up. Now I wake up. I wake up wondering what that was.
And then after that, Serena woke up every hour wondering what that sound was.
Yeah, and then
And then,
I thought it was nothing.
and then you thought it was, and then you found out it was nothing.
Yeah.
So you've been up since 4 a.m. for a ding, and only find out the ding was worth nothing. All right, so that had to be completely annoying. But I don't think you're the only person who's been there, Serena. I'm just gonna tell you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And look, people get mad at you when you don't. People get mad at you when you don't right away.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. The cell phone, it means you have to respond like right away. And sometimes people get angry with you because you didn't respond right away.
Let me get back.
Okay.
Let me see what I can't do it with myself.
All right, so Serena wants to roll back a little bit and tell you what it is that he can and cannot do with his phone. So Serena, what is it that let's start with what you can do.
I can make phone calls. I can make phone calls.
So Serena can make phone calls.
I can send emails.
Serena can check emails.
Yeah, send emails.
Oh, you can skim your emails.
I can do that text.
You can text.
No, I can do that text.
You can look at text.
But if I want to reply, it would take me. It would take me about 3 seconds.
All right, but Serena said if he wants to reply to a text, it would take how long?
What would take you? What would take you? 2 seconds. Take me 3 seconds.
All right, so what would take me, how many seconds?
2 seconds. Yeah.
So what would take me 2 seconds would take Serena 30 seconds?
Yeah.
You can use it, it's just slower.
Yeah.
Right.
I get the emoji. Well, often that's
Serena said you can text an emoji, but oftentimes it's the wrong way.
But look at this. My computer is connected to my technique. I get if I'm home, I get to connect my computer.
Right, but fortunately, Serena's computer is synced to his phone, so if he's home, he can just use his keyboard on his computer.
But I can take it, of course.
And very important to Serena is that he can text the sports scores.
Not take sports scores.
You can.
Text scores.
Oh, you can text. Check. Oh, that's not what I said. Ooh, that's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. So Serena said he can check, right?
Yeah.
Sports scores.
Yeah.
Yes. We don't want the Lakers winning and you not knowing.
No.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the Dodgers or the Seahawks.
Yeah. But you can do this. I can bring up to make a video with my phone.
But the good news is you can text with your computer, which goes through your phone.
Yeah. Look, I have the undertaking. Serena
said, look, I'm a technology geek. He's straight up a tech geek, which is true. If you could come into this office, you would see that there's just tech stuff everywhere. You like it.
Right. And I find I have a phone microphone. I can find them.
Wait. So we have 5 microphones now?
Yeah.
So we currently have 5 microphones?
I can find them. I can find them because I can find them.
You just bought a new one?
Yeah.
So we had 4. Now we have 5.
Yeah. I can find them. Yeah. So I'm not under. I do that. How many could you have? How many could you have?
Cords?
Yes.
We have a cord garage. It's really a drawer, but I call it the cord garage. It's the place where cords go.
I like that.
You like that? The cord garage?
So maybe give you the benefit.
Benefits?
I can't even more than quick.
You can?
I can't even. I can't move on.
Right. So because Serena can't engage with his phone the way others of us do, he can't use it, say, as an emotional crutch. So you mean like when you're feeling uncomfortable, you can't just default to your phone?
Yeah, and that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. The other from the actually do it. I can't use it. I don't know.
That's the number one thing you learned from
not being
able to use your phone is that you can't automatically just default to it and use it as a crutch.
That's right. So, one thing I heard that on 60 Minutes, these app manufacturers use the same as it's not working.
Right. So Serena said that one thing that he heard on 60 Minutes was that many app developers use the same techniques, right? Or same techniques?
Yeah, techniques.
Yeah, as slot machine manufacturers.
I love people argue they disconnected with each other because they're always on their phones.
Right. You know, a lot of people are starting to get disconnected from one another because they're always on their phones. Can I add to that a little bit, Serena?
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you, I was talking to one of the instructors at my son's school, and we were talking about how kids engage and just the difference. Like, when we were in high school, we could talk to an adult. Like, you could say, hello, my name is, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Well, the kids now have a hard time with those simple skills because they don't have to.
I grew up, so we both grew up we both grew up as LA.
We both grew up.
As LA.
Yeah, both Serena and I grew up outside of LA. You north of LA, me south of LA.
And we were, everybody that I knew could not wait to get a license.
Oh my goodness, yes. So what Serena said was, when you were like starting in right around middle school is when this starts. People couldn't wait to get their driver's licenses. And that's the truth. Man, it was a big deal.
Right now, and my kids are here. My friend said, I don't need to get a license right now.
It's the truth. Serena said, there's a lot of kids in our area, including like your friend's son and a child that I'm very close to. They're good. They just feel, in fact, not even one, 2 children that I'm close to. just feel really like, I don't need a license. I can just Uber.
Or then you can edit. People they can live on.
That's true. They don't feel like they actually have to go physically connect with people because they can do it through the phone or through their video games.
Yeah, I need that for you. I need that for you. I need that for you.
Yeah, someone said he thinks that's dangerous. And I do too.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's dangerous? Right, the whole idea of face-to-face human connection. It's one of those things that seems so simple, but it's vital for us.
Let me give you some other in the 80s. I'm an 80s baby. I grew up in the 80s.
So I said, look, I'm an 80s baby. I grew up in the 80s.
And I was born in 70s. 70s.
Born in the 70s, but grew up as an 80s baby.
And you were and last time we were 46.
Yes, and in the 80s, for people who are watching who may not know what being an 80s baby means, it means that you were very comfortable with boredom. Very comfortable with the idea of boredom.
Our boredom created. Our boredom created.
Right, and from that boredom came creativity. Sometimes it was good, and sometimes not so good.
I remember we had the phone on ideas rather than watching whatever saying.
That's so true. So in the 80s, we had to form our own ideas as opposed to listening to somebody else's ideas and deciding whether or not we agreed. We actually had to come up with the idea.
And that's one thing dangerous about the cell phone. You have access to all this noise.
All right, so you said that one thing about the cell phone is that you always have access to all this noise.
Yeah.
Which means that you're never bored.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you just stop and think about what you want, how you get there.
Right, and so what Serena said was we need to just stop and think for a moment about what we want, how we want it, and how to get there.
And it's a exercise.
Yeah, it's a discipline exercise. It truly is.
And I think I was thinking about this, the meditation and yoga I use.
What about meditation and yoga?
They took off over the last 10 years.
Yeah, over the last 10 years, it's gotten to be a really big business.
Why? Because people need they're quiet.
And you believe it's because people need that sense of peace and calm and quiet.
Because they don't have that anywhere. They don't have that in their life.
And that's because they don't have it in any other area of their life.
Yeah. So I'm going to give five things that you can do to get at yourself.
Okay. So what Serena said was he wanted to give you 5 things that you can do to
Baby,
to have a better relationship with your phone?
yeah.
All right, so 5 things that you can do to have a better relationship with your phone.
Number 1, understand it can be a tool.
All right, so the first one is to understand that the phone is a tool.
You can do anything you want on the phone.
You can learn anything you want on the phone.
If you know how to use technique, it can be a better communication they call it exaggeration.
Right. And, if you know how to use it properly, in some situations, it's even a better way to communicate than, say, actually picking up the phone and speaking to a person.
Number two.
Number two.
Set rules. Set rules.
Yeah, so the next one is to set rules.
Know how and when you can use it.
Yeah, so you have to know how and when you can use your phone.
During the morning, you can use it for music. Waking up.
Right, so maybe during your morning routine, you use it for music or for working out.
Or during the podcast.
Or listening to a podcast.
During working out.
During the working hours?
You
use it to
be productive.
Yeah, so during the working hours, you might use it to be productive.
You can read when you got time. I know.
Yeah, and maybe you sync your calendars, or whatever else you need. Anything else you can do to make it more productive.
When you go out to do your friends, you get to silent.
Right, so when you go out to dinner with your friends, you might want to put it on silent.
Or leave it in your car.
Or what?
Leave it in your car.
Or even in your car.
Leave it in your car.
Or leave it in your car. I know of a group of people that when they go out to dinner, they put their phone in a basket. And then I know another set of people. You're going to love this one, Serena. You ready? This is great. Everybody has to put their phone on the table during dinner when they get together. And whoever picks their phone up first is the person who has to pay for everyone's dinner.
Did we take it too far?
Huh?
Did we take it too far?
Did we?
This went too far.
Did we just go too far?
Yeah, I can do it separately on the phone.
You see people
I can do it separately on the phone.
asking people to separate from their phone?
Did we go too far?
Did we go too far?
Probably.
Maybe. But you have to admit the dinner one is kind of cool.
No, I got Brendan.
Alright, so this one you got from Brendan Bouchard.
And the book the charge.
And from the book, The Charge.
So he goes, put 3 in your phone.
Put 3 reminders in your phone.
1 in the morning.
1 in the morning.
1 in the afternoon.
1 in the afternoon.
And 1 at night.
And 1 at night.
What is it? Paying attention to it right now.
And the reminders simply ask you, what should you be paying attention to right now? So that's to kind of help refocus you.
Yeah. Are you worried about something where you should be worried about morning routine?
Right, so are you worried about something when what you should be worried about is your morning routine?
I always making that's what you should be working.
Right, are you at work making dinner plans when you should be working?
Yeah, are you working at dinner or you should be hanging out with your family?
Right, are you working at dinner when you should be hanging out with your family?
You want to be a better time.
Right, so the whole point is you want to be intentional about your time and your energy.
Number 4.
All right, the 4th one?
Make your phone less distracting.
All right, so the next one is to make your phone less of a distraction.
Turn off all notifications. Most of the notifications.
All right, so turn off most of your notifications.
Yeah, I don't get notifications when I get emails.
Right, so Serena said, look, when he gets emails, he doesn't get notifications. Your notifications are off.
Yeah, except my text.
Except your text. So that, excuse me, that's the only one that you have on. Serena, can I just tell you another one?
Yeah.
You've got to turn the notifications off on your news feed. That is the absolute worst. I have seen people just, it's like an addiction almost. It's like Pavlov and the dog.
Yeah, that's not my idea. That's not my idea.
And that's not by accident.
We someone anyway don't want you on the adventure.
That's right, because the manufacturer of the phone wants you on the phone as much as possible, so you think you can't live without it. Correct? Okay. Are we ready for another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Don't be careful.
Right, so the next one is don't be overly accessible.
And that's a big complication. These days, issues since beginning and how you read it, they have right to.
Right, so what Serena said was like, look, nowadays people feel like because they assume you have a phone, they have a right to have access to you at all times.
Yeah.
Right.
I really call you. I said,
right. Serena said he rarely calls me outside of the office. And that's true. You don't usually call me outside of office hours. Right, so unless there's like some kind of emergency where I need to be contacted, Serena's not going to do that. But there are other people, and I know people who have this experience with their job, Serena, where the job knows that you have a phone, they have access to it, so they feel like they can contact you whenever they want to. All right, so Serena asked me to tell my story about the beeper. So I'm going to age myself in this story, because first of all, we said beeper, not phone, so you know it's an old story. Anyways, way back when in the 90s, I had an opportunity to get a job as a teacher. I was already teaching with a different school where they paid you a really nice salary. It was like double, maybe even a little more than double what I was already making. But the catch to it was they gave you a beeper. And what was that beeper for? That was so that parents could contact you whenever they wanted. But just imagine what that meant. That meant that parents, whenever they felt like it, could page you, and then you would have to call them back. So needless to say, that job became a lot less interesting. People the way train you. Right, Serena said people treat you the way you train them to treat you. If you get breakfast and they always say that. Right, so if you start off by getting back to somebody in 30 seconds, then they expect that you will always do that. You know, you nailed it, Serena. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. My mom did that. She's over to me. Your mom? That. Your mom is like that? Yeah, so she did it in front of me. Serena said, so his mom is like that. She gets back quickly. And so if she doesn't respond to Serena in 30 seconds, his natural instinct is wow, is everything okay? I hope my mom's fine.
And there's something cool about being a loser sometimes.
Right, there's something about mysterious and cool about just not being as responsive sometimes. Maybe. Yeah. And here's the thing, everybody needs and has a right to and even deserves some time that's just theirs, just some downtime where they don't have to be on and they don't have to be responsive to everybody else's needs.
And then she really possesses
Okay.
that you can have a screen to every bedtime.
Yeah, I've read that in other places too. So
Yeah.
the idea is that you shouldn't have any screens 2 hours before bedtime. And that's just simply because if you want to sleep, then you probably don't want screens on.
No, I can feel it.
It gets your mind going, and it's hard for it to calm back down.
Yeah, I can feel it.
You've got.
I can feel it.
You have to be honest. You fall. Well, yeah. Someone said he has to be honest. He falls asleep in front of the TV. So, can I tell you that's one of my favorite things to do? But not with the television in my room, because I don't have a TV in our room. It's downstairs in the family room, so it's one of our favorite. Yeah, it's one of my favorite places to. Yeah. Especially in the summer.
We go out and so.
Before we go, what?
Stories.
You have a story before we go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's interesting?
That's for years.
All right, so last year's Ernest spoke at USC.
They were 18
Yeah, they were 18 years old, and they were freshmen.
So I had a question.
And so we're going to ask a simple question.
You wake up, you said, yeah.
And the question was this: how many of you wake up in the morning, and within 5 minutes your phone is in your hand?
How many would
And it was 100%.
every kid did that?
Every kid raised their hand.
Yeah.
That's where we are. It's almost like we're, it's like an appendage.
That's why I never been TV myself.
So that's what Serena's learned from not being able to use his cell phone.
I will see you next week. I will see you next week. Wednesday.
All right, so we'll see you next Wednesday.
Is that right? Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah. We'll see you Tuesday.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend. And don't forget to be absolutely, positively the most amazing person you can be. Thanks. All right, Mr. Basegi.